Hi, I'm Shaka Starks and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm showing y'all how to finesse this look, y'all. It's perfect for the summer. It's quick. If you don't like braiding or if you don't have all day to braid your hair, try this technique. I did some single knotless braids in the front and I used crochet braids in the back to achieve this look. So it's no secret that my edges are super thin. So this is also a good style if you have thin edges and you need your hair to look a little fuller. Try this technique. So here I am, I'm just parting the front of my hair. This is where I'm gonna do individual braids. I just braid like maybe an inch down and you'll see how I do the knotless braids in the front. In the back, I'm gonna do some cornrow straight back, nothing special. I begin to add the synthetic hair, or I don't know, just the braiding hair into the braids after I do the cornrow. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just adding that braiding hair into the braid to make it longer so that I don't have to attach the braids and sew them up and stuff. So I braid down with the braiding hair, then I add in a little curly piece so that it's curly on ends. That's what's gonna give me the boho goddess braids. I just put that piece of hair in my mouth to get it out of the way. I didn't want to braid it down, but you can use a clip. You don't have to put it in your mouth. And that is the braid pattern in the back of my hair. I'm excited because look, so we are coming along. It's the next day. I got these braids left, and this is what I got on this side. Okay, and you can see. So you can see I'm almost done. I'm gonna show y'all how I style my edges at the end, but I'm excited about adding this color, y'all. So now I'm gonna try my best to explain how I did these bootleg knotless braids. I said bootleg because I finessed this joint. I really am not super good at this, but you know, I made it work. So I'm taking some jam and I'm just putting it on the hair so you know it stays nice and shiny and pretty and moisturized, more importantly. So here I am cutting the curly hair because I'm gonna start with the straight braiding hair, but I want to make sure that my pieces are ready to go. I'm using the jam to separate my baby hairs because I don't want to braid them up because that's gonna make my edges look even more, you know, bald. So I'm just making sure that they're out of the way. Here I go. I'm taking the hair in 3 pieces. I am starting to braid down 1, 2, 3. Now I'm gonna add that curly piece. I'm putting it in the middle. I'm just braiding it in 1, 2, 3. This is the feed-in braid technique. I'm gonna show you another technique that I used. Now I'm taking the straight braiding hair. I'm adding it 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 5. And I'm just making sure that I have each section of hair together. I flipped over that curly piece, so there's 3 pieces just like a regular braid. I flipped over that curly piece because I don't want to continue to braid that. Here I am adding another piece of straight braiding hair. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm just making sure it's not tangled on the ends. I also keep a little jam on my finger so that it's moisturized as I'm braiding down. 1, 2, 3. I just added in another piece. And I think from here, I'm just gonna braid it all the way down. That little curly piece that I flipped over is just so that it's not in the way and I have that curly boho goddess braid effect. So here I am braiding all the way down. I'm gonna show you a couple more times. So that again is the feed-in knotless braid technique that I do. I did that for the front row. So only the row that's directly by my baby hairs. The rest of the braids, I actually use the crochet needle to do a bootleg finesse knotless braid look. So I'll show you how I do that too. That top section is the only section that I use that lighter brown hair. I thought it was really cute. So here I am. I'm gonna show you again. So like when I parted it, like I said earlier, I just braided it down maybe a centimeter, an inch. There I am using that jam to get those baby hairs out of the way. Get my hair nice and moisturized and shiny. And then of course I'm gonna style my baby hairs after, period. So 3 sections, 3 little pieces, 1, 2, 3. There's the braiding hair, 1, 2, 3, braiding it down. I got my curly hair. And guys, I have this all sectioned out right in front of me. There's a curly hair. I flip over the one side so that it doesn't get braided all the way down, and I just add that into the braid. And then I go in with another piece of straight braiding hair. And then I braid it all the way down. These braids are pretty small. Since my hair is fine, I really didn't want, you know, to have like heavy braids on my hair, because my hair is I just have thin hair. Actually all over my head, not just my edges. That's just the texture of my hair. And now I'm adding a little curly piece to the end so that my ends are curly. So I'm going to continue to braid all the way down. So I only did that feed-in technique in the very front of my head. These other braids, I'm going to show you how I use the crochet needle to finesse a knotless braid look. So I'm going through the crochet needle. That little braid that I did in the beginning to separate my parts, I'm not taking it out this time. I'm taking a piece of braiding hair through the crochet needle, through the braid in one direction, up and down, and then you're gonna see me do it across the same amount of hair, braiding hair. And I got this technique from another YouTuber. She's freaking awesome. I think her name is Marii or Marii. Her videos are bomb. I'm gonna link her below. I got this technique from her. She's way better at it than me, but this worked for me, y'all. So now that I have those pieces crocheted in, I'm just braiding it together like a regular braid. So here I am. I did about 4 crosses over for the braid before I added in the curly hair. And I just, okay. And that's what I did. When I added in the curly hair, I folded it in half and I put one half on the other side so it's out of the way. I'm gonna show you again. That was really fast. So again, crochet needle down, crocheting in a piece of braiding hair, up and down. So you put it in the needle, you close the latch, close the latch, close the latch so it doesn't get caught. Pull one side through. Get that other braid out the way because she was trying to play. And I'm gonna take, making sure that it's, you know, these sections are out of the way. So this one is up and down, if that makes sense. I don't know, you see what I'm doing. And then this other piece of hair, I'm gonna crochet in back to front or front to back. And those are gonna be my pieces that I braid in with my natural hair. Close the latch. Seems basic, but if you don't close the latch, it's gonna pull and it's gonna hurt and it's not gonna go through. So now I have 5 pieces of hair in total, including my little braid in the middle. I'm pulling that braid over to make one section. And then the other 2 pieces are going to be my other 2 pieces for my finessed knotless braid. And then I just braid it down. And that my piece of hair is pretty much just tucked into the braid and you can't see it, and there's no knot at the top. So if you wanted to do your whole head like this, I'm sure you could. It's way quicker than the feed-in method. I'm adding in that curly hair, flipping it over so I don't braid it with the other pieces. I'm just braiding it down a few times before I add in another piece. Also, with this method, you don't need to have as many pieces of hair. So that is another reason why I like this. Not sure why I cut that curly piece. I don't recommend cutting it because these curly pieces get tangled. So honestly, if they're all the same length, they're easier to manage. So one more time for y'all. Crocheting across, crocheting front to back, flipping that over to hide my braid in the middle, and just braiding across like a regular braid. No knot, no feed in, no millions of pieces of hair all over the place, and that's that. I'm done with my individual braids. I'm just checking it out. I'm looking at these curly pieces and I'm thinking, okay, do I like it? Is it gonna get tangled? So far so good. And I like it. So I'm about to crochet the back. Here I am just separating these individual braids in the front. And I'm about to get into this crochet. I'm almost done. It's a quick hairstyle if you're going on vacation, if you don't really need it to be super detailed. Try this. So now I'm just taking individual crochet braids and I'm just crocheting them into my cornrows in the back. Okay, so I'm almost done. I'm just filling in the gaps. But I wanted to show you guys what I decided to do. I decided to just keep these curly pieces like in a big bunch because when I was pulling it apart, it was just getting super tangled. So I'm just putting it, crocheting it through this braid. This is just also a good tip for my girls with fine and thin hair. Using this curly hair in the back just makes your braids look a little fuller. It hides those parts. So I only did a couple pieces in the back because like I said, I really didn't want it to get tangled, and that curly hair does get bigger you know, after a few days. But I like the way that it came out. After I got all those braids in, I'm just checking it out, seeing if I have any gaps, if I need to add any more curly hair. That's how it looks. Some of those crochet braids were straight, so I did end up just putting some rollers on the end and dipping it into some hot water to make sure that it blended. I did that off camera. It's not in the video, but I did that later, and it was perfect. I added some mousse to the top of my braids and the end of that curly hair just to make sure it was sealed and I could, you know, get rid of any flyaways, and all those curls can just come together. It's optional. You don't have to do this part, but now I'm just adding a couple more of those curly pieces, crocheting them into some of the individual braids in the front. This is a tip for my girls with fine hair like me. It just makes your hair, the braids look a little fuller because my hair is just thin, my braids are thin. So I like the way that this came out. This is also a good tip for girls with fine edges. You can put some of those curly pieces in the front and give yourself a little, you know, some little extra details. So if you decide to pull your hair back or up, you can just pull out some of those little curly pieces. I pretty much just wore my hair flipped over. Here I am styling my baby hairs. I used Eco Styler gel and a spoolie, and I just pretty much lay them down and twirl the ends around my fingers so that they're a little curly or wispy. That is what I'm doing here, just kind of going around the shape of my head or the natural shapes that they grow. Like I said, I wear my hair just pretty much flipped over to one side, but you could wear it a middle part. Just checking it out to see if I like it. I wasn't sure at first because it did not come out how I thought it was going to come out in my head. But then I styled it up and I love it. So try this style. Let me know what you think. Comment below if you like it, if you plan on trying it yourself. If you already tried it, I really loved it. You see me. I'm feeling myself. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please, like it. Comment below and let me know if you want me to make more videos like this, see more ways that I style my fine hair. Yeah, so subscribe to my channel because I got more videos coming, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this is helpful. Bye. See you in my next video.